What's up, everybody? This is my review of Blackest Night, Black Lantern, Batman. Of course, this is a DC Direct release, and of course this is the zombified or undead version of Batman. And before we take a look at him, let's just go ahead and look at the articulation real quick. You have articulation at the head, like that. Articulation at the shoulders, articulation at the bicep, single joint at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. However, there is no ab and no waist articulation. The legs can go only forward that much and only back that much. The leg cannot go out to the side. You have a single point of articulation at the knee and a swivel joint at the top of Batman's boot there. But that is all you have for articulation, which is, fairly standard for a DC Direct figure. DC Direct figures tend to have less articulation in comparison to the DC Universe Classics figures. So now that we got articulation out of the way, let's take a look at the detail of this figure. First off, a very nicely detailed cloak here. You can see it has various holes, scratches, weathering on it. Very nice. And kind of see inside it's a little bit different shade of, well, it's more gray as opposed to the blue out here. But the cape is definitely fantastic and definitely lends towards the feeling of undead or zombie type of theme there. Obviously he's got the Batman symbol with the Black Lantern Corps symbol on his chest right there. Of course you got the nice zombified Batman head sculpt with his tongue stuck out of the side of his mouth there, and looking really detailed, really cool. He has two types of, he has a closed fist, as you can see on his left arm, and a claw type of gesture or grasping cast to his right hand, which is nice as well. And what I really like about this figure is the way you can see here his ab area. You can see how it's sunk in, and even on the side here you can see where his ribs are showing, which is what you would expect of a undead figure, to have that kind of detail, which this figure does. So again, the ribs showing in the caved in ab area. He does have his pouches here. I don't know if this would be accurate to the actual portrayal or depiction of Black Lantern Batman in the comics, but I wish there would have been more detail, like even if it was just paint, like torn, tattered look to the rest of his costume. I mean, the cape is great, the head sculpt is great, but maybe a little more detail. Maybe some bare skin or bone showing here in this area. Again, I don't know if that would be necessarily accurate to the comic book, but as a figure, I think that would make it look even better to have some bone showing, maybe some bone showing here on the leg, or some tattered costume down here. But, that's just a small gripe, I guess. The figure looks great as it is, though. Yeah, just a nice looking figure. Not really much else to say about it. But yeah, definitely there is the strength of this particular, well, of all the DC Direct figures, is the sculpt. Articulation is, is adequate, but it's not as great as you would find in a DC Universe Classics figure. And it does come with this Black Lantern display stand, which is, and parts of it are semi-transparent. It's more of a smoky color to it. You can see back there. It's got a peg for one of his, well, the only peg hole on the bottom of his foot there. He stands pretty well on his own. You just have to find the right balancing point, so you don't necessarily have to use the stand. You can see I'm kind of adjusting it there. Alright, if you like the look of a zombified or undead Batman, well, this is a nice example. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been my review of the DC Direct Darkest Night, or I should say Blackest Night, Black Lantern Batman. Thanks again for watching.